Why is the light doing that? Oh, no.
Oh. It's trying to focus on... I wonder if you guys are seeing this. Is this like a spiritual thing?
Someone here?
Somebody's here.
Welcome to episode 6.
Episode number 6.
Woo! Goddess!
Welcome back.
I'm Sadie.
I'm Juliet,
obviously.
And we're here for another fun week.
Yes. Last week was so fun having Craig on the pod. He's a wild man. I know. I was like, babe, we swear a little bit. We don't swear a lot.
Reel it in, babe.
He doesn't even talk like that in real life either. It's just like you just get excited, you get going. He's a performer, but that was so fun to have him on and talk about his favorite genre of conversation, conspiracy theory / ancient history. So that was fun.
I learned a lot. I don't know about you guys. I think I looked back at the episode. This was me the entire time, just like,
really?
Whoa. I think I said less in that episode than I was just like so amazed. I'm like, whoa, robots dance?
It's so funny. We were at a little get together with a couple of his friends, and Craig and I were deep in conversation, and his friend came over and he was like, you guys live together. What are you even talking about? And we were talking about some like weird stuff like that. And it's just so funny because we were just talking all day long. It's always about stuff like that. But I was like, oh, that is nice that even though we spend 24/7 together, we have a lot of conversation. It's great.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah. So what's new with you?
Oh, I am manifesting left and right. I think I mentioned this last week, but just like furniture for either free or little to no money.
Yeah.
Like just so walking over today to film. I passed by, I was looking specifically for a giant wicker basket for all of our blankets, and wicker baskets are surprisingly pricey. I have come to find. And so I'm just walking in and there's this huge, gorgeous, giant, rectangular wicker basket, and with a big sign that says free. And I said, I'll take that.
From my point of view, Juliet walks in, she's wearing a gorgeous gown, and this thing is huge, and she's like stumbling, and she's like, look what I found. I think we need to take a picture of you holding on to it and insert it here.
Now that we can do inserts, we're gonna just everything's gonna be inserted.
You could easily fit inside of that wicker basket. If you went in the fetal position.
If there's a robbery, I'm hiding.
There you go.
In the basket.
It doubles as a safe room.
Yes.
Put some snacks in there just in case. Yeah, maybe
a little puzzle or a word search.
A Rubik's Cube.
Imagine me trying to do a word search as they're like ransacking my house.
And then they find you because you go, yes, because you found another one.
I'm like, I know you want, like, just take the things, but can you find this word?
I'm having trouble finishing this one up.
Oh, we should make a Goddess Hangs word search.
We should. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, those are pretty easy, and I love scrolling and seeing like, what are the first 3 words you see? That's your energy for the year, the month. We need to make one.
Mine is always like money.
Yeah.
Like every time.
Money.
It's like abundance, money, wealth. I'm like, okay, great.
Yes.
What about you? What's new with you?
Well, I finished up launching my course, and it's now started.
Yay!
So that's really exciting. It's the first time I've done this. I've, talked about before that I do coaching, and I love coaching, but the course is just a little bit different because it's like a group energy, and everyone's started to like talk in the Facebook group, and I did little like mini card readings for everyone, and it's just fun. It's different. I'm teaching the same stuff that I've been teaching, so it's cool because it's just like doing it in a group in a really different way. It's exciting.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I was like, you just launched a course too, and I think yours is now finishing up, but you kind of are like gnawing at your nails while you're doing it. You're like, is anyone gonna sign up? And and then they come rolling in, and I don't have hundreds of signups, but I have like the perfect little group to like really get to know everybody, and it's exactly what I manifested, what I wanted. So I'm really happy. Yeah.
I was so I was like, Victor, check out this text. She did it. I was so excited. And it is fun. Like, yeah, my girls are in week 3, which is the last week, because mine's like a mini program.
Yeah.
And it's just even seeing what they've like accomplished and like shifts that have happened.
That's what I'm really excited about.
Days.
It was cool when I was doing the card readings. Everyone is so aligned in their energy of like what they're and it's not even things that they've expressed that they're looking to manifest, other than like, yeah, we're looking to like solidify our purpose and stuff. That's the point of the course. But all of the cards I was pulling pentacles for everyone, which has to do with abundance. So I was like, oh my God, this group is about to like align with themselves, and it's just gonna start coming in. Like, that's how it works. And even like 2 different girls that I did their readings like 3 pulls apart. Like, you know, I reshuffle the deck every time. They got the exact same 2 cards.
Oh, that's wild.
And everyone's readings were just so similar. It was so fun, because I was like, oh my gosh, you guys are just totally... Of course, you're all in the same vibration, like, because you kind of attracted each other as much as I attracted them into the course. So it was really cool to see. I'm excited to see how it goes. We're in the first week, so
it's gonna go great.
Yeah,
it's gonna go great. Yeah, teaching is very fun.
It's so fun.
It's very, very fun, and it's a bit for me. Like, I've taught in so many other ways in my life. Like, I've taught music, I've taught dance to like anywhere from like 18-month-olds to 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
And I taught preschool. This is my favorite thing so far to teach.
Yeah.
Like, life-changing mindset, magic, and just like super implementable new ways to look at things, new strategies, new like awesome tools. And I love that we both love doing it so much.
Yeah, it's so cool. Yeah. So today we thought we would do sort of a like how we live our lives in alignment. There we go. How we live aligned lives. Maybe the title is something like that.
Living an aligned life. Tools for every day.
Tools for every day.
Every day.
So we thought we'd talk about like our daily rituals, our monthly rituals, things we like to do. So do you want to go first? Like, what are some daily things that make you feel like high vibe, aligned, get you going?
So, okay, I had a feeling that my list was going to be, I knew that some of ours were going to overlap.
Yeah.
So I tried to think of things that probably wouldn't overlap.
Okay.
So, the first thing that I put, and it was funny that this was the first thing that came to me, was if you have plants, give them attention.
I love that.
Plants love to be shaken.
Oh.
Like, I don't know why. They just love the stimulation. You can talk to them. You can water them. I always, like, compliment my plants. I'm like, oh, you're growing so good.
Yeah, you do such a good job.
Yeah, because they're giving you oxygen. They're cleaning your air.
Yeah.
And you're, like, coexisting with another living thing.
There's also a lot of studies. I actually just read a book all about this with the power of intention. And the point of the study is to prove that our power of intention works in like everything we do, in like our power in our life, and healing ourselves and healing others. But the way that they solidify this in a scientific way is to intend for a plant to grow by sending them love, because love is, you know, such a high vibration. And there's so many studies over and over again, because they have to test it again and again to make it kind of you know, a fact.
Right.
And speaking love to a plant makes them grow bigger and faster and more like full and beautiful plants. It's amazing. So that's,
my plants are happy.
Practice.
And I also want to say that taking care of plants is a very cool way to sort of solidify and like manifestation principles of like, you plant the seed, you put it in a good environment, you nurture it, you trust, you have patience, you know, so
I love that.
I'm just big on plants. So that was my first, if you have plants,
love them,
love on them. Yeah.
Craig is our plant man of the household. He's always picking off their little dead leaves and moving them around and stuff, so I'll leave that job to him, but I love that.
So that was my first kind of left field ritual that I think it's a good way to like get manifestation concepts into your head, because you're like, oh, I don't have to like be tight or like worry about it's just gonna grow, because it is. And
it is.
Yeah, so that's mine. But like what is your first one? I'm sure it's much more on point to like what the episode's going to be more focused on.
Well, this is what I kind of wrote down like because whenever I start coaching with someone, or the beginning, the girls are working on this week, is solidifying like a high vibrational daily practice. So I have like 5 things that I try and do every single day, and you can make them only take like 20 minutes total, or I like to spend an hour when I have the time to do it. But the first thing, I wake up and make my tea, and I sit down with like a high vibe book. So sometimes I try and kind of switch it up. Sometimes it's like a more spiritually based book. Sometimes it's a more like personal development, like Tony Robbins style book. And then sometimes it's like my witch book, where I'm learning about like spells and stuff like that, but something that like makes my brain work. So I like to like learn for at least 10 minutes a day. That's kind of the first thing.
I love that. And I want to borrow a couple books, by the way.
I have so many books, so please. And I also say when I do this, like, I love reading, but I know that that's not like the way that everyone absorbs content the most efficiently. So if it's not a book, then make it like a podcast or a documentary, or I think this counts, this podcast.
Oh, this totally counts.
Something that teaches you something and makes you feel good. Yeah. So that's my first one.
And you start the day with like opening and expanding your mind, rather than kind of like maybe mindlessly scrolling.
Yes.
Or even worse, like scrolling and beginning to compare and like feel bad about yourself and lower your vibration.
That's another thing that I think is important, that I try and do my 5 things of the day before I'm allowed to like take my phone out of my bedroom. Like, it stays in my room, and I'm doing all this stuff in the living room, so I can't like in between like get I start scrolling for 20 minutes. So the phone stays away out of my reach until I'm done with this stuff.
I love that.
Yeah. What's another one of yours?
It'd be funny if all of mine had to do with plants.
You're like, and then I bathe the plants.
And then I give them all little names. No. I put that I really like, especially like the morning time. On YouTube, there's a lot of, you can type in heart chakra frequency music, energy clearing frequency music, abundance frequency music, anything that you kind of want to get on the level of. And it all sounds like very relaxing spa music. Yeah. And you can't pick a wrong one. And like, if it doesn't feel right, you can switch to a different one.
There's
like, you can trust your intuition.
Probably.
So I love, for at least an hour, having some type of either like some type of good frequency sound playing in my house.
I love that. I use those during my meditations. Yeah. Because sometimes, well, I'll save this because I'm going to go in order of what I do my things, but we'll go back to that meditation. My second thing I do in the day is practice gratitude. So
I love this.
So I think it's because I'm a Virgo. I love notebooks. So I have a separate journal for all of my different things. I have a journal where I write down my meditation notes, a journal for like each, like for my course, then for each client, then for each course I'm taking. I have...
Oh, wow.
I just love buying new journals for the stuff. Once a course is over or a client is over, I'll like keep using the book for the next person. But anyways, I have a separate gratitude journal is my point. And I write 1 full page, but there's a twist, a hot tip. And maybe we mentioned this before, but I use this as my gratitude is 1 part gratitude, 1 part a manifesting practice, because I script within this. So I mix in with what I already have in my physical reality that I'm grateful for. You know, I'm grateful for my kitties. I'm grateful for my beach home. I'm grateful for Craig. I'm grateful for this. In between there, I'm saying I'm grateful for XYZ that I'm still working on attracting. So I mix it in with what I already have. So I'll say I'm so grateful for my 2 cats. I'm so grateful for my Ferrari. I'm not manifesting a Ferrari, but that just, I'm exaggerating, you know, like I'm just casually. So my brain goes, oh yeah, because I'm not listing a bunch of stuff that I don't have, where my brain goes, wait a minute, I feel like it just eases into your like subconscious mind really easy that way, and helps you start vibrating at the new frequency. So my gratitude is 50% what I have and 50% saying I already have it, but what I'm working on getting.
And that absolutely works.
Yes.
I have notifications that pop up on my phone, and one of like as affirmations, and some of them say, you know, things that are already like presently true.
Yes.
And I had one going all last year that said, your dream house is so gorgeous, I can't wait for you to see it. And it would pop up like every few days. Yeah. And like, I'm in it now. Yeah. You know, so it gets your brain in that
What's
energy.
really cool is I love looking back on my like old gratitude journals, because I write like a maniac through them, and so I can go back. I already have old ones that I don't use anymore, but I'll flip through them and kind of examine what I was writing out, and it's all come true. And I think it's when you're kind of like continuously doing this work, so you're like manifesting. Sometimes we forget to like slow down and be like, oh my gosh, I did this and this and this and this and this that I meant to, because sometimes you get a little like burnt out with all this stuff. Like you're trying to like do the right thing, be high vibe, really, you're just like working so hard to like do the work. And surrendering is part of it, so that's hard too. And when I'm having trouble surrendering, that's when I like to go back and look at the old gratitude journals and be like, I didn't even remember that I was trying to manifest this, and I did it. Yeah. It's that easy. I didn't even realize when I did it. So yeah, that's my second one. That's definitely huge.
Okay. Mine are not like in an order.
I have
these are in a great order.
Virgo.
Sadie's very Virgo. I'm very Cancer, which means I sort of do these things as they feel it's time to do them. Yeah. I actually don't like doing things in a certain order.
Yeah, I'm more routine oriented.
But I like having a big list, and then I can pick from the list what feels right to do.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. I put how important it is to be and to have a space that is clean and organized, because in the same way that dust will settle is the same way that energy will settle. And by cleaning and by organizing and making sure like things are where they belong, and it's almost like there's a book that I read, and it talks about like there's space for the muses to come in. Like when your outer world can sometimes be a reflection of your inner world.
Totally,
so
it totally is.
I'm just a big advocate for like, you know, not in a perfection way, but I do like keeping like a clean, organized house. Yeah. And I always feel better when it is that way, and it helps the energy move, period. It doesn't get stuck.
It gets stuck and stagnant. And I think lots of people have said it, like cluttered space is equals cluttered, you know, mind. Cluttered mind, body, and soul. I've been struggling with that lately, actually, because when we were sick, we literally couldn't pick up after ourselves, right? And then now we're trying to like get back in the swing of things, and it's it's so hard because you just get overwhelmed. And that's I mean, we were sick, so we can't help it, but that's kind of the lesson, is like, don't let it get to a point that you just give up on it. My house isn't that bad, but it's just there's clutter kind of that's taken over certain areas because we were sick, so we were like, well, just put it over, I can't deal with this, whatever. So catching up, but it does feel so, you feel this like opening up and this release and this just like almost like clear-headedness, like you're like, oh, I can see again. It makes a huge difference. And I do notice when I am in sort of like the dark night of the soul time periods too, you sort of like let some of that stuff go. And I think too, like, if it's happening, forgive yourself and move on. Don't beat yourself up about it. But that's huge. That's a really important one.
And I want to tack one on to it. Yeah. Which we talked about a couple days ago, was open your windows. Yeah. Yeah. Like not even just the light. Like let the light in and then let the fresh air in. Because like the energy needs somewhere to go. Yes.
We're super fortunate being in LA we can have our windows open pretty much year round, at least cracked.
That was, I guess, a West Coast bias.
Yeah. I know. I keep us grounded because I'm from Wisconsin, so I know.
I've never known anything different.
That's a whole part of the sort of like seasonal depression thing that happens. You don't get to go out in the sun. The sun doesn't really peek out much. It's really cloudy. And then on the sunny days, it's extra cold because the clouds actually trap the sun's heat into your environment a little bit. And then the really sunny days are the days that are like dangerously cold, so then you can't go out and get sun. But I'm always like, go sit in the window and crack it a tiny bit for like 5 minutes if you can, not on negative 30 days, but on 20-degree days or whatever. I'm speaking very much to Wisconsin people right now, but do what you can with that. Make it work for you, for sure. Fresh air, airflow is super, super important.
Yeah. All clean, all organized, sunlight, fresh air.
Yes.
As much as you can.
So my next one is movement.
Ooh.
Movement. This one is like the one I have to like make sure I really focus on every day, because I can get stuck in a book for 12 hours. I can get stuck in front of my computer working for 12 hours. I can like wake up and start doing stuff and just not get up. I like to sit on the ground and work on my like coffee table. It's like my desk / altar. I'm weird like that, but I can sit there all day long and maybe get up to get a snack and that's it. So I try to make sure I move, and I'm not talking about like you have to do an intense workout every day. It's not like that. It's like roll your yoga mat out and stretch for 10 minutes. Go for a walk. Yeah. Like you have to, and it's the same exact idea of like the energy getting stuck in your home. This is making sure the energy is not stuck in your body, and not just in terms of like mentally how you'll feel. It'll help you feel more clear mentally, but also like literally like toxins can sit in spots in your body, and like you can get sick if you don't move the stuff through like your lymph system and all of that stuff. So it's really, really important. So I've been trying to work on that. I try and do the like 15 minutes on my yoga mat and like 1 walk or 2 walks a day. So
that's
I'm working on that, because I don't know, I grew up dancing, and I think that was a really specific form of exercise that was really like creative and whatever. And then when it was time for me to start just like working out, like it's so hard for me to want to do it because it's not the same.
I'm the same way. I grew up dancing too. And I will dance for 2 hours if there's like a story behind it and movement. But if it's just like, all right, now we're going to do 25 of this.
I just can't do it. It's so hard.
I don't love it.
I'm like, I grew up so in shape and athletic, and now I just have such a hard time with it. And like going to like dance, like I used to go to dance class every single day of the week, and if I want to do that now, it'll cost me like $500 a month.
Oh, like, minimum.
Like dance classes for adults. First of all, it's hard to find ones that aren't for like beginner dancers, and then for like adults, and then they're really, really expensive here in LA. So and also it's a pandemic, so they're not open anyways. But I've looked and looked for this, and I just can't find the right one.
Oh my gosh! Well, my friend Essence is an amazing teacher. She's the only dance teacher that I'll go to, because for me the other ones, everybody going to the class is preparing for an audition, so they don't have. So I was like, can you repeat that? And they're like, we're moving on.
I haven't taken a dance class in LA, so it's probably more like that. It's a
very different, intense thing.
I tried to go to ones in other cities before, and they're like for adults that have never danced before and like want to have fun doing it, and I'm just like
that sounds
I'm
fun
not
to
a professional, but this is kind of boring for me because I was advanced back in the day, so but we'll find that someday. I will be happy to pay $500 for my 7-day-a-week dance classes soon. I'm manifesting it.
You're grateful for it.
I'm grateful for
it's in the journal.
Yes.
Okay. It's so funny. I put open windows, sit in the sunlight. We already touched on that.
There we go. Yeah.
I put that I love taking baths and showers. I love bathing. and sleeping. Those are my favorite things to do. But if you can, do a bath with salt water, because the salt literally absorbs toxins and negative energy and all sorts of things. And if you don't have access to that, you can still visualize the water sort of washing away anything you no longer want stuck to you mentally, emotionally, anything like that, washing the day off, so sometimes I'll take just like a normal shower, and then sometimes I'll take a shower and I'll say, thank you, water, for washing off, all these things. That. So it can be as simple as just doing what you ordinarily do and then adding like an intention behind it.
Yes. That is a really good point. Like everything, like when you're making your food and you sit down and, I grew up saying like we were Catholic, so we said like a prayer, but even if you're not going to say like the official Catholic prayer, just expressing gratitude to your food, to your water. There's all sorts of, again, studies about like the way water crystallizes when you tell it like kind words like I love you and stuff. So it really changes your vibration a little bit at a time when you just put intention into like everyday practice. That made me think of, I can't wait for, this is me being spoiled and living across the street from the ocean, but we were jumping in the ocean every single day to start our day, and it felt so good. It wakes you up, it cleanses you, because it's the salt in the ocean that makes you feel so good. It just like, and spoiled little me can't do it in December because it's, it's freezing cold. It's 50, 60 degrees.
January.
Yeah. We're actually going to have a heat wave though. So we're going to go do a polar plunge when we have a heat wave here. When the water's still going to be ice cold, but we're going to go do it and it'll be warm when we get back out. So I'm excited for my reset.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Let me know when that's happening.
This weekend.
Oh.
Well, not when this airs, maybe we have already done it. I'm not sure.
If we have a clip, we'll put it here. We also might not have a clip.
Going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Why did I do this? So my next one is meditation. Big proponent. I always tell everyone like, meditate every single day, but that doesn't have to mean you're sitting down for like 20 or 30 minutes and going deep in meditation. By every single day, I mean try and commit to like the longer meditation, like 2 or 3 or 4 times a week. But if you have only 5 minutes, or even if you only have 1 minute, like it's just make it a priority to like sit down, take 4 really deep breaths, and just, I don't know, repeat like a mantra in your mind, or just say, is there anything I need to know? Or just try and quiet your mind as much as you can, even if it's for the 1 minute. But doing that has probably made the greatest impact in my life. Just prioritizing the meditation, even if it's, for 1 minute. Because again, it's like the intention behind it that you still made sure that you like took care of yourself in that way. Yeah, meditation. I
put guided meditations and guided hypnosis tracks. I really like those. I can do like a quiet meditation for maybe a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
At this point, but I kind of like at the end of the day, and I don't fall asleep to it. You probably should not fall asleep to it, but
yeah, it's okay if you fall asleep. It's not bad, but you try not to.
But I love listening to guided meditations that take you, through your whole body, and you pay attention to everything. And I used to love, when this was open, getting massages, because every time they would like massage my arm, in my head I would say, oh, thank you, arm. And then when they would do, just my hands, oh my gosh, thank you, hands. It was like a fun way to sort of make that spiritual.
Yeah, I love
so I miss that. But yeah, guided meditations, and there's so many on YouTube.
Yeah, you don't need to. I've bought them from certain people that I really like their work.
Same.
And I want to support them. But a lot of people, I'm working on a free offer for meditation soon. There's lots of really cool free stuff out there.
I know we should make a little guided meditation series.
Yeah.
Like, maybe one of our episodes will figure that out. Yeah.
Meditation. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I do the longer meditations I do are definitely, I like to do the guided and then sit as long as I can quietly, because it helps with the just sitting with your own mind. I feel like 'cause it helps you bring you into the space, and then it's a little easier for me to like receive the messages or whatever needs to, you know, come through. So that's what I do for my longer ones too, like the guided. My last one that I do daily is mirror work.
Oh.
Yeah. This is the one I had the most resistance to, but someone was like, you have to. And I was like, okay. And it's doing your affirmations in the mirror. But I like to make it into sort of a like mantra. So I like look, and it's so embarrassing, but that's the point, I think, is like, don't take yourself too seriously. I don't know. I was so in my head about doing this. I felt so ridiculous, and now I'm like, just make it ridiculous, like lean into it, be silly. So I'll like get really serious, and I'll be like, I am Sadie fucking Wilson. I am magnetic. I am important. And I just go through all this stuff. I'm like, I am abundant. I am rich. I am changing people's lives. And like, I just go through it all, and I just make it really intense, but I'm looking myself in the eye. I'm hearing my own voice, which is really powerful. So my mirror work, and again, that's like another one that's easy, and I think there's no excuse not to do every day, even if you have to whisper it. Like, I'm usually whispering this intensely because Craig knows I do this kind of stuff, but I don't want him to hear me. But it can take 30 seconds, you know? So I feel like it's like, no excuse, Sadie. You got to do it every day.
And you can pull down your little mirror in your car.
Yeah. You
can do it in your car. You can pull up your camera on your phone and look at yourself. You know,
I used to do that when I had long commutes. I would just talk to myself.
Oh, me too. Big time.
I'd be like, you know, I'd be feeling in a funk because I'm like, oh, I have an hour to drive. And then I'd be like, no, we don't think like that.
You know,
this is how the day is going to go. I wonder why this shifted. Every time I got in the car, I used to talk through everything with myself. I would practice conversations. I would practice things I needed to say to people. I would practice how I would accept an award. I would would talk nonstop. And now I just get in the car and I'm very quiet. So I wonder if I've like mellowed out in some way. You chilled
a little bit.
Well, we used to spend a lot more time in the car.
Oh, that's true.
So you kind of had a routine in place. This is Craig and I, we each have our own cars, of course, because we haven't lived together that long. So we moved here, and the grocery store's in walking distance. The world is closed, so we're not going anywhere except for together to run errands and stuff. Since we moved in, I have not used my car once. It's been since the very end of September, so like all of October was our first full month here. So October,
almost 4 months.
Yeah, I've not used my car.
Wow.
I used it once the first week we lived here, because that's when I drove to Tiffany's to do the past life hypnosis. And then I remember I stopped at IKEA and came home, and that was the last time I used my car. And I turn it on like once a week to make sure it still runs. But then I had to, and Craig drives us everywhere. And then I had to move it because they were doing some work or whatever. And I was in my car, and I was like, oh my God, I don't know how to drive anymore. I had to repark it around the corner.
What is this wheel?
I felt so weird. It's just so funny because I was like, I literally don't go anywhere except for when Craig drives me somewhere to like run an errand or something. It's so crazy.
I'm so excited because I've never been able to really walk anywhere. Like, my old neighborhood where I grew up was just like a deep suburb. Yeah. So there was like a Mexican restaurant in walking distance, and that was it.
Yeah.
And even that was like sort of out of place. But I was so far from like the main stuff, and now I'm like, I think a block and a half away. So yesterday I was like, I think I'll walk to CVS. I think I'll walk to Goodwill. I think it's like a whole new world. Yeah, it's so fun to not drive.
Yeah, in college I lived, you know, where I could walk all around campus and then all around to like run my errands and stuff. I didn't have a car in college, and then since college I haven't had that experience because I lived in Santa Barbara in a neighborhood not close to anything, and then my place with Claire was not in a very... Why is the light doing that? Oh no.
Oh. It's trying to focus on... I wonder if you guys are seeing this. Is this like a spiritual thing?
Someone here?
Somebody's here. That's very weird.
Should we try and meditate for a second?
Yeah.
We can cut this out.
Yeah. I don't think we should cut it out. It's... Oh. Okay, it stopped. Oh, no, it's not done yet.
Mom?
I'm being shown like pink tulips.
I was just seeing a flower too, but I didn't see a color, and I'm seeing windows.
Okay.
I see a glass bottle. I'm seeing a bunny. Seems like it stopped on the thing.
I'm hearing the month of April.
Is Easter in April? I'm hearing like Easter.
Yeah,
Easter.
like tulips, April. I think Easter's in.
I think
Let me
so.
find out.
What's going on in Easter? I feel like it's some sort of feminine thing. I saw the bunny rabbit, and then I was like, Easter.
Sunday, April 4th is Easter.
Maybe something exciting is happening on Easter. I don't know. Someone had a message for us about Easter.
Yeah.
Huh.
Like springtime.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll check
Maybe
back
God
in
is
with
saying
you
it's about to blow up
in the springtime.
in April. I don't know. Thanks for the message, whoever that was.
Okay, very weird. But
what were we talking about? We were talking about...
Oh, just how nice it is to walk and not
Yeah,
drive.
and then yeah, finally here I have like the grocery store, and we can go get a coffee. And when we could go to eat for outdoor dining, it was really fun to walk to the... We did it too.
Oh, it was so fun.
There's so many good restaurants here.
Also, can I just pinpoint that like that just happened and then we just got right back?
We were like,
like there's definitely a ghost in here. Okay, anyway, so like walking's the best.
I kind of feel like my mom was just trying to...
It felt very feminine.
Yeah,
for sure.
I didn't see her face. Usually I see her face pop up if she has a message, but I'm just like, who else would it be? Unless you have someone that you think would come through.
You know what's funny? My grandma passed away a couple years ago, and we were very, very close, but she doesn't come around. Like, I can feel her love.
Yeah.
But if I call on her, I feel like she has like gone back to her family, or there's something about her that has sort of...
Maybe she's reincarnated or something.
Yeah, she moved on. My grandpa, any time I call on him for any type of advice, like, he's right there.
Yeah.
But my grandma, it's like she's almost like a star that went by. I don't know. Anyways,
I don't know, something about Easter. We'll have to remember that.
Yeah. Remind us in April if something like absolutely amazing happens.
Yeah, that's cool. So I also wrote down to talk about monthly rituals.
Okay.
To talk about the new moon and the full moon just a little bit.
And we should talk about like using sage and Palo Santo.
Oh yeah.
And maybe even like some pendulum stuff.
Yeah,
that's all I can
go grab
think
my
of.
pendulum. So monthly, I don't dive like ultra. You can go like even deeper into the moon cycle with this, like the waxing and waning moon and stuff like that. But I like to just like focus in on the new moon and the full moon. And if you follow me on Instagram, I always do a little intention setting ceremony with candles.
They're so good and fun.
Yeah, they're super fun. We always light a candle with so new moons are good for new intentions. It's the beginning of a new moon cycle, literally new moon. So it's a great time for a new intention, a new goal to manifest. And what's cool is, so I like to think about it like this. So one thing is that a moon, so you hear like right now we're in the new moon in Capricorn. So the Capricorn moon has a 6-month cycle. It's going to be 6 months until it's the full moon in Capricorn.
Okay.
And then another 6 months till it's the new moon in Capricorn again.
I did not know this. The more you know.
Yeah, I think I said that right. Sometimes I get confused.
That sounds right.
Yeah. So you can, when you want to do like a new moon ritual, I like to think of like, okay, what's something like small I can accomplish in the next few weeks, like within this month cycle. And then what's something bigger that I can manifest in the next 6 months?
Oh, I love that.
So you kind of, it's fun because each moon you can say, I'm going to get this done in this, this short period of time, and kind of like reward yourself for that. And then you can also include those bigger goals that you're working on. And then the full moon, which occurs 2 weeks later, is a good time for releasing. And I think this is so cool because you can kind of check in with where you're at and what you set the intention for on the new moon. It's your halfway point, and you can check in. How's it going? Okay, like why am I resisting, or what's getting in my way? And then the full moon has such powerful energy for releasing. So you're at that halfway point. You can identify what's holding you back. You can release it. And then within the next 2 weeks before the next new moon, you can have come to a new place in, that 1 month manifestation, that 1 month goal you're working on. And then also it's like taking 6 steps to that 6 month goal. You can check in with that every month too. So new moons, we set new intentions, and then full moons, we set intentions to release what no longer serves us. And I love doing that on a monthly basis. It's just a good way to track yourself and your progress, and because I think it's so easy to especially with the bigger goals, to go oh, I can push that off. I'm busy this week, I'll do it next week. And the moon can really hold you accountable.
Yes.
It's like a reminder of, not only is it potent energy for a certain, intending or releasing, but it's just a great reminder, oh shit, where am I at with what I'm working on? Am I on track?
Well, and you can watch it in the sky every night.
Yeah. You're
see.
uh-oh, it's almost a new moon again. I haven't done my stuff I said I would.
Yeah. And it's like what Sadie's saying. It's as simple as you can, light it. You can look up when new moons and full moons are online, or on a calendar if you have a paper calendar. You light a candle, you write down your intentions, and you just put yourself in that good energy. I think a lot of people are intimidated to get into rituals because they're afraid they're going to do it wrong.
Yeah.
And you can use how we do it as a guide. You can use how other people do it as a guide, but you really can't mess it up if you are feeling good about how you're doing it.
Yeah. And I do, like I said, I do host almost every new moon and full moon. I just missed a couple because I was sick and busy. But at I Am Sadie Olson, and we announced it on Goddess Hangs too, but I always host them. So if you're kind of I don't know where to start, I always do it. It's so simple how I do it. You can do it more complicated. You can involve more things, but I'm just about getting quiet with yourself, writing what you want down or what you want to release down, putting your energy into a candle, lighting the candle, kind of meditating for a moment on it, and that's really it. It's just taking some time for yourself. It's cool. I love it.
And they're very fun. They're very welcoming and interactive, and Sadie gives us time to I follow along at home every week or every couple weeks, and I write my intentions, and Sadie has some things that some of us probably don't have in our closet, like a small cauldron. For this exercise.
Now get your cauldrons out, everybody.
Yeah. So I watch that part, but yes, I do. I like
to. This is a. I don't involve everyone in this part because I know it's not everyone has a cauldron, but you can also fill a bowl with sand or with salt if you want to do, or with water if you want to do this part. But I like to rip out the page that I wrote this stuff on and burn it, because it's like that act of surrendering, okay, it's done, I've committed to it, it's out there, it's putting it out into the universe or releasing it. So that's why I have the cauldron. I burn my intentions.
I just pictured your 99-year-old landlord being like, what is she doing? That's dangerous.
Yeah, be safe, everybody. Be safe. Don't play with fire. I love burning things.
He loves fire.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
That was like one of the first things I learned about you.
Yep.
You were always at work when we were coworkers. And now we're coworkers in a new way.
I know, we are.
She loves to burn things. Co-hosts.
Yes, I love burning things.
Co-players. No, players sounds like something else. Never mind. Because I was thinking of the opposite of work.
Yeah, we're co-goddesses.
Aww.
My friend actually texted me, and I thought that was the cutest thing ever. One, I forgot to tell you. I think I screenshotted the text, and then I never sent it to you, but she said your co-host / co-goddess has the perfect podcast laugh. It's so sweet, and it brings me joy. And I was like, co-goddess.
Oh, that's so...
And you have the perfect podcast laugh. Well, mine is ear-wrenching. I'm like,
no, nobody said that.
No, I said it.
I get comments. Recently somebody said, oh, it's so funny because you talk in an American accent, but you laugh in like a Scottish one. And what? I said, I don't know what that means, but thanks. Oh, the lights are happening again. I wonder if it's because you moved your leggies.
Maybe. I'll stop moving now.
But look,
the focus is still being weird.
Whoa. You guys, this one you probably can't see. They're like, what are they staring at?
Yeah, the focus is going in and out like this. Like there's something right, I think, like here.
Yeah. That's where it's trying to focus. Oh, wow.
Mom? Are you right? So funny. Okay. Well, moving on. We'll just let her hang out. It's a her regardless. Yeah. I can feel the feminine energy. Have a sip. So let's talk about kind of, well, we talked a little bit about energy clearing, but like I brought some sage and Palo Santo, which we both, well, you do not enjoy sage, which is fine.
Enjoy it, but like in small doses, because the next day, like when we used to work together, we would sage the entire store.
Yeah.
Like deeply sage. And I would have to go stand outside because if I didn't, basically the next day I hack it all up. It gets stuck in my lungs.
Yeah. I remember once blowing my nose and like black soot came out and I was like,
oh,
I need to like hold the smoke away from me. That's not healthy.
Yeah. So I think sage is amazing and I think it works and I think it's powerful. But we can burn it. I'm down to be cleansed.
I have sage and Palo Santo, and I actually have a cinnamon stick in there right now too.
And a hard-boiled egg. Reference to last week.
Let me explain. Cinnamon has to do with abundance.
Okay.
So I was doing a spell to draw in who is meant to be in my course.
As one does.
Of course. And obviously. And I
wish we could pop up a picture of Nick Lachey every time we say obviously.
A clip of him just saying obviously.
Okay, I'll find that. We'll insert that.
So I was doing this spell and I wrapped a candle in some like powdered cinnamon and some basil and stuff, and then I did this whole thing, but then I felt inspired. I have these cinnamon sticks from Halloween. We made some cider and we threw some cinnamon sticks in, but I have some more, and I was like, I bet I could burn that. Little old me who loves to burn stuff. I was like, I bet I could burn a cinnamon stick, like a stick of Palo Santo. And it smells amazing. It smells like cinnamon, like if you made some snickerdoodles or something. It smells really good.
A snickerdoodle stick.
And guess what? I definitely drew in exactly who was meant to be at my course after I did my spell.
You heard it here first.
Actually, the second I checked my phone after I had completed my spell, like one more person had signed up. And then I had gotten another message about it. So magic works. Just letting you know. Anyways, so one thing to note if you're purchasing sage or Palo Santo is that it's really important to know where you're getting it from. Making sure it's ethically sourced. Palo Santo is I don't know what's the word.
It's endangered.
It's endangered. So there's certain sources you can get it from where they only pick up fallen branches of it. They don't cut anything down.
Yeah.
And then even better, some businesses like give back a portion to like people that are like working on replanting more of it. So I like to go to shamansmarket.com. They have good prices. They give back. There's an option at the end of checkout where you can give back a little extra. So I always do that. They have like different, I think they have a school in Peru they give back to the people that harvest and then plant Palo Santo and then like one other thing. So they're like a really great company. That's who I recommend.
I have no recommendations.
Okay. But that's just like ultra important that you're buying it from somewhere and having a lot of like love and respect and appreciation for using it because it's a really special sacred thing. And
what about cinnamon? Is cinnamon endangered?
I don't believe cinnamon is endangered. So I bought my cinnamon. I believe it's a McCormick's. I bought it at Vaughn's.
Okay, not cinnamon.
The cinnamon. This is like a baking cinnamon stick.
Okay.
All of my
just wanted to clear that with our so the viewers were concerned about the cinnamon.
When I use cinnamon or basil or all that stuff, it's literally just like grocery store ingredients. It's so cute because Craig will be making the grocery list and he's like, "You need any of your anything for the witch stuff?"
Aww.
I'm like, "Yeah, actually, I do need some more bay leaves." Bay leaves are my favorite. So we'll light some. We'll light the Palo Santo because I know you like that better. We'll light the cinnamon too.
I'm going to narrate what you're doing. So if you're just listening.
So first things first, you want to crack a window because the energy that you're clearing needs somewhere to go.
Which is out.
And you want to... Excuse me, I'm lighting the Palo Santo now.
So she's holding the stick and she has a lighter and she's lighting the other end of the stick from where she's holding.
Not where my fingers are. Palo Santo you want to let burn for a second because it takes a little bit to smoke. I like to give it a shake.
Okay, so it flamed and then she went, she whipped it and then the flame went out.
The flame.
And now it's smoking.
Oh, it smells so good. And so you just wave it around and that's it. No, there's more. So it's great to, you want to do this with sort of the intention to clear your energy and to fill the space with like blessings, with love and abundance. So I like to like say a prayer. I'll kind of like whisper it under my breath. You can repeat an affirmation while you're doing it, but you really want to like have intention behind what when you light your thing on fire, which is the fun part. And then it's all fun, and then kind of moving around your space, getting in the corners. That's where energy likes to kind of get stagnant. And like get in your closets, get in your drawers, get under the desk, get in the cabinets. I do like a big sage like that like once a month, usually on new moons actually. So today we need to do it. And we're recording on the new moon.
5 days ago.
Yeah. Oops. Or you can do it on the full moon. You can like pick a day of the month to do deep. And then I always just like the spaces where you are the most. I like to do it every day because I'm me and I like to burn stuff. So I like to burn like kind of like over our bed, in the doorways, where I work, my workspace, and then in the kitchen because we're in those. Oh, and in the bathroom.
Especially in the bathroom.
Yeah.
It's always nice to burn something in the bathroom.
These are great to keep in the bathroom if you just went to the bathroom and you need to clear the energy. And any other lingering smells.
Palo Santo does a darn good job.
Yeah, we keep Palo Santo in our bathroom. So the same thing with sage. I light both on fire and then walk around with like both of them.
Let's light that cinnamon stick.
Yeah. Also with the Palo Santo, you'll find that when you keep relighting it gets harder to light, but you just need to like scrape off some of the burnt tip.
She's using the cinnamon stick to scrape off some burnt parts of the Palo Santo.
Yeah, you just kind of need to scrape some of the ash stuff off because that's what happens. I was just worried that maybe that... So what's funny is sometimes the cinnamon starts to fall and then it's like hot cinnamon, so it like crystallizes, and my altar is all full of crystallized sticky cinnamon right now because I didn't know that was gonna happen. I have to like scrub it really good.
Okay, she's lighting the cinnamon stick. It sort of looks like a clove cigarette.
Yeah.
Which I don't smoke and never have, but that's what it looks like.
See? Can you smell it?
No. Let me lean closer. I am now leaning closer. Oh, wow.
Abundance. You can take a cinnamon stick home with you if you want to have another one.
Thank you.
I'm going to start selling cinnamon sticks.
Oh my God, $5 a stick.
I buy them McCormick's. I just put a ribbon around them, like $5. Yeah, it smells really good. It's good for abundance.
Oh, wow, that's nice.
That's my witchy tip of the day. But yeah, that's the burning stuff ritual.
I love that.
I like to do it daily, do a big one monthly, or you could do it like weekly, whatever feels good to you.
And I just thought of some of our listeners might either work with or want to work with crystals. And I think we'll do a whole crystal episode because there's a lot to say.
Yeah, and we know a lot about crystals. That's where we met, at a crystal store where we learned everything.
We learned so much.
Yeah.
But I will say, if you want to start with like the bare minimum with crystals, just when it's, wow, that smells good.
Yeah, like cookies, right?
Yeah. Ooh, I want a cookie now.
I know. I wish I had some cookies for you, but I don't.
Bummer.
Sad.
I'm like, we can manifest it. Somebody just shows
what
up.
If Craig just came home with cookies because he's out running errands?
I opened up the giant box. I found there's cookies inside.
Cookies in there.
There weren't cookies, but there were like 5 throw pillows, which I'll probably recover.
Yeah.
And then we'll do. Oh yeah, I was still gonna do on Goddess Hangs a little behind the scenes. We'll have to do like our little like living room tours on, on Goddess Hangs. So with crystals, what you can do is when it's a full moon, you can put them outside to soak in the moonlight, and that sort of recharges them. So if you just are like, I don't know anything about them, I like them, I think they're pretty, and I want to do something with them, that's an amazing place to start.
Or in your windowsill. I used to live in a place that if I would have put my crystals outside, they would have been gone. But the windowsill is great. Just try and figure out which windowsill gets the best moonlight, which I never really figured out. I just tried different windowsills every time with my old place.
Yeah, I think I would keep mine actually inside, but just like right up against a glass door. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can do that at the new moon too, but I typically do it the full moon.
I have a balcony now. I can stick them on
light, but the new moon, I think you can put it out there and it's still like has like a charging effect, because people make like new moon water and full moon water and the crystals, and both moons work, but I like the full moon because of the literal moonlight. You know, it's a full bright moon. That's what always feels good to me.
Oh my God, I'm feeling some feelings with that cinnamon.
I know, I'm a genius.
You
lighting up a cinnamon stick.
What if we lit up this pen? No, I'm kidding. I start lighting things up. It's just plastic.
I'm turning Juliet into me just wanting to try and light everything on fire. I really do. I try all the different herbs in my kitchen, and
you're so cool. While Sadie's lighting herbs, I'm like Swiffering. That's what I did yesterday.
Yeah.
Twice.
I have to do that stuff too.
Because I didn't try. I was like, this isn't good enough. And so I went back and did it again.
Yeah.
And no matter how many times you do it, that piece of paper still turns up dark. So I don't know if my floors are just disgusting or what. Anyways,
maybe. I know.
Total side note.
And you clean, and then the next day you're like, how the F is this all dirty again? Drives me crazy.
God. I just had so we'll do an episode on crystals. We have to do an episode on all about astrology.
We should have a guest.
Yes.
Yeah. Someone that's an expert. Because I think we both have like sort of slightly above base level knowledge on astrology, but it'd be fun to have like an expert on all things.
Yeah.
Like reading birth charts and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe Diana.
Yeah. I think Diana, the way she's just like, she's like an encyclopedia.
Diana's amazing. I could tell you like some little things about every sign and like, oh, that's very typical of this sign, that sign. Oh, these two are going to work well together. Or these. I also think that everyone's compatible. There's just like,
I think it's a good way to know where you might have
like a run-in.
Yeah, because Craig and I are not compatible birth charts except for our moons. We have the same moon, but we're Gemini and Virgo. We're not. Everything you look up, it's like, no.
I know, and I don't like that,
like,
because
now I understand that he's a Gemini and he's a little more like up. He's an air sign. He's like woo woo woo, and I'm an earth sign and I'm down here, and I don't have to get frustrated with him. I just can love that about him, even though sometimes I'm like, can we have a little structure?
So just know that if you are asking somebody what they're... Oh, have you seen that funny joke where it's like, Mom, what time was I born? And the mom's like, stop talking to her.
Well, I have a funny story that... well, first of all, so yeah, well, we should ask Diana to come on. She's at North Node Coach, and she is a brilliant astrologer.
Brilliant.
We both you had a reading with her? Yeah, we both had readings with her where I'm planning on she's doing like a North Node group coaching group soon. I'm planning on doing that.
Oh, wow.
It's like I think it's gonna be like a monthly meet. I don't know. She can talk about it when she comes on, maybe. But she's really amazing, and I'll put her Instagram handle in the show notes. Shout out Diana.
If you want someone to read your chart and like know everything about you and help and just truly help you, she's fantastic.
Yeah, I think I did like a. I had like a general reading with her, but then I did like she did like a new moon or a full moon type reading, and it was really cool because she looks in your chart and she says, this cycle, this is going to come up and this is what has been coming up, but you're stepping out of that. And I was just like,
yeah, shocked.
How do you know all of that? And it's not, I mean, she's very intuitive, I think, in how she moves through it, but it's not like a psychic reading. She's reading a chart, but the way she's able to give you all of the information is just incredible. So yeah, follow her. Wait, what was I going to say?
So we're going to do an astrology episode, a crystal episode. If you guys have any ideas for episodes, drop
special
a comment,
requests.
DM us.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say. When I first moved, I moved to LA and then like almost immediately met Craig. And I remember then shortly after we had spent like a few dates together, he texted me and said, I had told him my birthday. No, I don't know, whatever. He was like, what's your birthday? And I would said it. And then he was like, oh, and what time were you born and where? And I was like, way to be sneaky. I was like, are you astrologing me? And I remember I like screenshot and posted it. I was like, LOL at dating in LA, like the boys ask the girls.
That's funny.
But I was like, wow, he might be the one. He asked me for he didn't try and be sneaky, but he was like, no. And then his friend read my birth chart.
It's funny because Victor is not into any of it, but it could not be like the three that rule him. Yeah. Like, it could not be more on the nose. I'm like, don't you see? Yeah. This is exactly who you are. Yeah.
It's funny. It's all accurate. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
I had one more thing I wanted to say before we say goodbye. But now I don't remember.
Did we finish talking about all the ways you can cleanse crystals?
Oh, no, I just said because I figured we would get more into that, like in a full crystal episode.
Oh, yeah.
But I did want to say, we could add it. Like you can soak them unless it's selenite.
There's a few crystals with water. So just look it up. Because it's not just selenite. I don't think you want to put turquoise, like soak it in water. Obviously it's okay. Like some crystals you just don't want to soak in water like overnight. Selenite, no water at all. Some of them you can rinse them. But water is very cleansing to the crystals that you can, and just Google it. It's all there. And you could do this with selenite. You could literally put it in a bowl of salt. Yeah. Salt, just like we talked about with saltwater baths and the ocean being full of salt. Salt absorbs energy, so you want to do not use that salt afterwards. Do not do anything with that salt other than throw it away. Yes. Thank it for its absorbing the energy out of it. And it's not necessarily like it's like bad energy, but it just collects energy, and that energy is just sitting in there, so you want to clear it so that it can kind of reestablish its vibration that helps you.
Oh, and I just thought of mentioning too, in the same way that Sadie showed us that you can burn Palo Santo and sage and use it to cleanse a room, you can also use it to cleanse your body. Yes. You can move it around your head, your arms, lift up your feet, put it under your feet,
you kind of outline your body. And if it's just you, just like do your feet. Yeah.
And I sort of think, unless you want to mention like using a pendulum, I sort of am out of ideas for this. I mean, we had a lot of things.
Yeah. We can talk about pendulums quick, or I'll just talk about it quick as we brought it up. We can do sort of something about like different divination tools. We can talk about different.
Let's wait.
Okay.
Let's wait.
Keep you waiting. We'll leave
you on the cliffhanger.
Pendulums and tarot cards and oracle cards.
Yes.
And I've never used a Ouija board, but I think it'd be something interesting to talk about.
I have many stories.
Yeah. So we'll do like a divination episode where we talk about different ways to like read energy and stuff.
Oh my God, I love that.
Ooh, and I think next week we're going to have a guest, right?
We are.
Special surprise.
We are a surprise guest.
Surprise. And I have some more ideas for guests too, so I'll tell you that afterwards.
Yay.
Ooh, It's so fun.
This is.
Okay, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Goddess Hangs.
Thank you.
Don't forget, it is a huge help to us if you leave a review on Apple, if you share, if you subscribe on whatever platform you listen to, like, comment, do all of the things. We are at Goddess Hangs on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I am Sadie Olson.
I'm at Juliet.Piper.
Obviously. All right. See you guys next week. Bye.